right, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? We have some breaking updates. There's a lot going on with the Charlie Kirk assassination, and I like to keep you guys in the know as soon as I'm in the know. I really wasn't planning on doing a live tonight, but this just popped up, and it really, there's some disturbing stuff happening. There's some stuff that really makes me wonder if we really know what's actually going on here. If you guys could let me know if you guys can hear me okay, if the volume is all good and everything is straight. I also want to announce that I do have the slow mode turned on at the request of the mods because it has been so insane and they do such a good job. And I just want to keep things manageable for them. It took me a minute to figure out how to actually do it, but I did figure out how to do it. They've been asking me for a while, so I just wanted to let you guys know that's why that's going on. We've had a lot of spammers in the chat the last few days. Hey, Barking with Butler Dog Training, thank you so much. Rebix Estates, Duck Detail, everybody who's letting me know that I'm good. Dr. Dre Light, how the hell are you, man? Great to see you here. Thank you so much. I got the slow mode for you guys, so hopefully we go a little bit easier with this thing tonight. Trev, good to see you as well, big dog. Hell yeah. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you, each and every one of you. Huge shout out to the mods. Before we get this thing started, I just want to say, I know there's been a lot going on with this. I know that it's been pretty emotional for a lot of people. I know a lot of people have been pretty heavily affected by this. And that's why as soon as I find something out, I want to jump on here and I want to let you guys know the newest stuff because I know that this is important to a lot of people. We saw something that most of us haven't seen before in real time. There's a lot of people who have never seen somebody just straight murked. You know, wake up in the morning and all of a sudden you see some dude murked, some dude that a lot of us may have followed, whether you agreed with every single thing that he said or not. I think most of us know who Charlie is. I think most of us can acknowledge, whether you agreed with him or not, Charlie was on a mission for what he believed in. There were things that I didn't absolutely agree with everything that Charlie said. There were things that Charlie said that I was like, nah, you know what? I'm actually cool on that. There's things that I would have loved to sit down and debate with him because there's things that I think maybe he hadn't thought through all the way from a certain position here or there. But I think that what he was doing was he was putting himself out there and he was offering people a microphone and saying, hey, let's talk, because he understood that when the conversation stops, when there's high tensions and the conversation stops, that's when violence tends to happen. And he was pretty based, to be honest with you, on a lot of stuff, in my personal opinion. And they couldn't beat him with a microphone. So they pulled out a gun. At least that's the narrative we're getting from the FBI. Let's see the newest updates from the FBI. I want to know what you guys think about this, but I want to present all of this first.
We have more updates about the alleged Charlie Kirk shooter from the director of the FBI. Tyler Robinson, who has been alleged as the one who fired the shot to kill Charlie Kirk, is having more and more evidence stacked against him. The director of the FBI, Kash Patel, has said that DNA evidence and a note conspiring to kill Kirk have been linked to Robinson. Robinson was arrested after his father recognized the pictures released of his son by the FBI. Investigators had found the murder weapon wrapped in a towel in a wooded area that contained traces of Robinson's DNA. There was an additional DNA hit found on a screwdriver found on the roof where the fatal shot was taken. But that isn't all the new evidence. Robinson had also exchanged messages with another person saying he had an opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and was going to go through with it due to his hatred for what Charlie stood for. There are still a lot of unanswered questions, but we will keep you in the loop as we learn more.
So this is funny because what I'm hearing is all of the evidence from the FBI narrative is that dude was like a super far leftist. You know, we know now that dude lived with his trans boyfriend that wanted to be a girlfriend, old twigs. So that's a thing. And somebody keeps, I want to address this real quick because a few people keep asking, where's the autopsy? I don't feel like an autopsy report is super necessary when we saw him get hit in the neck like that, bro. Like, I have zero reservations about his cause of death, homie. Like, is there anybody in the chat? How many people in the chat that saw the video really think that there might, does anybody think it was a fentanyl overdose? This isn't George Floyd, homie. We saw it happen to him in the neck. So, I mean, if you saw that video, I don't think there should be any huge question about how he died. I don't really think we need to worry too much about that autopsy report, homie. I'm going to be real honest with you, having seen the video more times than I wish that I had.
I can report today that the DNA hits from the towel that was wrapped around the firearm and the DNA on the screwdriver are positively processed for the suspect in custody.
Okay, so answer me this then. How did the rifle, the 30-06 rifle, get from the rooftop where we have video of him where they're saying that the shot came from? If you ask me, the trajectory doesn't match on that shot, by the way. So how did the gun that had his DNA on it, how did it get out in the woods? They're going to have to do some explain it to me like I'm a fucking 2-year-old, dog. Because he didn't go to the woods. We saw him jump off the roof, clearly no gun. And then we saw him run directly off campus. How did it get off that roof? Because that's weird. That shit don't add up. You got some explaining to do.
Charlie Kirk was shot at 12:23 local time on September 10th. By 12:39 p.m. local time, FBI assets were on scene securing the scene. We then launched at 10 a.m. the next day the first images of the suspect. Myself and the deputy arrived at 5 p.m. local time on September.
And that was 2 suspects in. They had already detained 2 suspects at that point in time. Then they released pictures of the 3rd suspect.
September 11th. And then what we did was decided to have a press conference at 8 p.m. local where we issued for the first time FBI obtained video footage that we seized from the security camera surveillance system and new images, enhanced images. I decided to release immediately to the public because we were working with the public and the media to find this killer. Shortly after that 8 p.m. release, at 10 p.m. local time, the suspect was in custody. Why? Because the father informed us, pursuant to an interview of him, that he looked at the video that we released that evening and the enhanced photos and identified the suspect.
So I want to address a couple of the comments in here real quick. So somebody said Mossad did it. Don't ban me, YouTube. I didn't say it. Somebody else said it. No, we're actually, that's part of what we're going to be looking at, homie. Another person said that Israel did it, just like JFK. It's a big part of what we're going to be looking at. And a lot of people who know a little bit about guns are reaffirming what we already know. Rifles, a bolt action rifle is not going to fit in a backpack. This is not a rifle that you can break down quickly and easily and put in a backpack and be able to carry off indistinguishably. The backpack that he had on him clearly didn't contain a rifle. His pants clearly didn't contain a rifle. He jumped off of that roof, and when he went down, he did a full squat. A full squat. If it was in his pants, that shit would have tore his pants like Iron Man when he gets a boner. That would have gone right through. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of really intelligent people in the chat, and I like this. Somebody said, get this TMZ shit out of here. Look, man, what we're doing right now is we're seeing what the FBI is saying, and then we're going to look at some other things. It's good to get the facts from multiple, or at least what's being said from multiple different angles. Trust me. Trust me. I'm not dumb, and I'm not new at this.
That's how fast the FBI was working to put out information in real time. And for a comparative sake, the Boston bombing, the FBI didn't release images for 3 days. We know we didn't have 3 days. I made an executive decision on an investigative and operational need, and it turned out to be the right move because the men and women of the FBI said that's what we should be doing.
Yeah, he's just sitting here sucking himself off. Spider on me. The fuck from around me, dog. I don't like you. Ugh. BC Skinner. This is why bootlicking is dangerous. Sheep believe anything the government says. Well, I don't know if you just got here or whatever, but I've straight up been here for a minute saying, do we believe what the FBI says? We are here to question this shit. Alex said, I hereby sentence I'm not even going to say his name, to have gay stuff happen to him forcibly in prison. Alex, I hate to break this to you, my brother, but I'm pretty sure that's his whole get down. His girlfriend has a whole dick, bro. His girlfriend he lives with has a whole schlong dango. Martinez, cool girl. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Fanatic said, outside of Overton, broke down vid on slow-mo, and you could see the bullet enter from behind him. It says right where the hole is on an exit wound. And that's what I'm saying is the trajectory doesn't add up for the shot from the roof. It just doesn't add up. Keith Peterson, what's up, brother? Finally, it seems I'm not the one of the few out there that thinks this is all too neat. Something is off with the whole thing. I could say this is a Navy vet. Thank you so much for your expertise on this. So look, you guys, we had two people in the crowd who right on cue, like they knew what was going to happen, like they knew that it was only going to be one target, immediately started acting out. Most people, when somebody starts shooting in a crowd, have some concern and they're trying to protect themselves. They're trying to get to safety. They're trying to protect others. For a dude to immediately start going, yeah, that guy with the hat and long hair, that's super suspect. For the dude to start yelling, I shot Charlie Kirk, I'll shoot him again. You know, that cost them valuable time that they could have been using to get the guy. I also think the dude on the rooftop was a distraction. I'm not going to lie. William Osterman said, keep the discussions open and keep doing great things, JD. This is my first live with you that I've caught. Hey, William, welcome. The lives are my favorite part because it's time where I get to know you guys better and you get to know me. And this is all about community to me. This is not just a channel. We saw BC Scanners mentioned there, and that is exactly what we're doing. We're picking this apart. Hayes said Charlie was killed because the youth was listening. And the things that he was saying the last month, and particularly with increased volume the last week, in my opinion, is probably what actually got him killed. And we're going to be getting into that. We're going to be taking a look at what Candace Owens has to say. We're going to be taking a look at what he himself had to say. We might even jump into a little bit of little Nicky Fuentes. And, you know, I don't believe everything that any of these people say, but even a broken clock can be right twice a day, you guys. So I want to hear what they have to say and hear what you guys think about it. Dominar said he had DNA on the towel and screwdriver, nothing about DNA on the gun. Didn't he say they had DNA on the gun? I thought he said they had DNA on the gun. Am I incorrect on that? Death Silence. Not to get off topic, but did you see Schlepp got his first conviction on the Roblox controversy? I did. Go, my boy, Schlepp. Schlepp's a G for that, man. Schlepp's dope. Unrusted Tank said, JD, have you checked out HDC? I have not had a chance to check out HDC yet, brother. I've been real hard on researching this whole thing with Charlie, man. Akuma Kit said, I think it's a good question as to what allows for the truth, but of all the things we should pray for Charlie's family in this time of grief. And I absolutely agree with you. I absolutely encourage everybody to be praying for Charlie and our nation because especially with this new shit we're about to talk about, it's not good, homie. Cody said people need to have an open mind about the roof video and no gun. At that distance, a gun is not going to be crystal clear. I've tested it on my security cameras at that distance. It's extremely hard to tell, hard to even tell what I have. Well, I mean, and I understand that, but I've gone and zoomed all the way in, and it is grainy. I will give you that it's grainy. But I think it's pretty obvious that there's too much bend in that bag for there to be a 30-06. And it doesn't have the gravity and the weight of that thing. It looks like an empty bag, homie. To me, at least personally. That's my firm belief.
My job as FBI director is not to speak to motive, is to speak to the facts. And that's what I'm going to do. His family has collectively told investigators that he subscribed to left-wing ideology, and even more so in these last couple of years. And he had a text message exchange, he, the suspect, with another individual, in which he claimed that he had an opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and he was going to do it because of his hatred for what Charlie stood for.
And look, let me paint this real clear for you guys right now. I have photos, screenshots of multiple people talking about this going to happen the night before. And one of them is probably the individual that Cash is talking about. Let me be perfectly fucking crystal clear on this. That is conspiracy. It's conspiracy to commit aggravated murder. And if they don't charge those people, you know there's something fucked up going on. Because if it was a gang hit, if it was any other type of fuckery, those people, just for knowing and admitting that they knew, they would be charged for conspiracy. Conspiracy is the easiest charge in the world to get. Hey, sorry. It kicked me out of my studio. I don't know what happened. Oh my God, I was terrified. I thought I was going to die. Holy shit, I really thought I was going to die. I thought it kicked me out and I'd never get back in. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what happened. But as I was saying, conspiracy is the easiest charge to get. And if the feds don't yak these dudes, you know there's something fucked up going on there. You know that there is. Give me half a second. I got to pull that video file back up and then we'll be right back with it. That was unfucking fortunate.
Updates about the alleged Charlie Kirk shooter from the director of the FBI. Tyler
him that he looked at the video that we released that evening and the enhanced photos and identified the suspect. That's how fast the FBI was working to put out information in real time. And for comparative sake, the Boston bombing, the FBI didn't release images for 3 days.
Yeah, and you only got him because the dad turned him in.
No, we didn't have 3 days. I made an executive decision on an investigative and operational need, and it turned out to be the right move because the men and women of the FBI said that's what we should be doing.
Man, dude can stroke himself off wearing a 3-piece suit on camera. I did so good, you guys. Okay.
My job as FBI director is not to speak to motive, is to speak to the facts. And that's what I'm going to do. His family has collectively told investigators that he subscribed to left-wing ideology, and even more so in these last couple of years.
And I absolutely believe that. I think the evidence just from who his partner is shows that.
And he had a text message exchange, he, the suspect, with another individual, in which he claimed that he had an opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and he was going to do it because of his hatred for what Charlie stood for. Those are factually accurate investigatory findings by the FBI that we've handed over to the local authorities and the federal authorities to make their prosecutorial decisions. But I believe in this instance of such public importance, the public has a right to know. And I've told you I'm committed to transparency, and that's what I'm doing here.
We can tell by what you did with the Epstein files, guy. We can tell by the way that we still haven't seen any arrests, that we don't know what the fuck is going on, that we don't know who went to the island and raped kids, that you're super into transparency, Cash.
Why didn't that person that he was talking to, why didn't that person say something?
Our investigation is ongoing. That's a great question, and we don't have an answer on that.
That is a great question, because that's a fucking co-conspirator, dog. Do you not know how the laws around conspiracy work? You're the director of the FBI. Cash does look like he's on cocaine. He always looks like he's on cocaine. You're like, for real. Like, no, you're dead ass on that. And as somebody who's like a recovery coach and a recovering addict, I look at him and I'm always like, that dude looks like he's on the booger sugar, bro. Cash, you go, nose check, homie. Nose check before you go on camera, dog. You got a little white ring there.
Just yet.
People on the left are much likelier to defend and celebrate political violence. This is not a both sides problem. If both sides have a problem, one side has a much bigger and malignant problem, and that is the truth we must be told.
And, he's dead on with that. from somebody who's not right or not left, I can see it very clearly. There's incidents that they'll point to, like January 6th. Okay, cool. January 6th was like a one-day thing. It was some hours. Look at the Summer of Love. Look what they did during BLM, during all those riots. You can't even compare the two. Cities burned, bro. Portland still has yet to fully recover from that shit. January 6th was one day. And they like to point to things like Daniel Penny. Daniel Penny was doing that to defend people, to stop violence. So even bringing him up is real rough and real crazy because dude was defending people on a subway from some dude that was mentally ill and had a history of committing violent acts. So that's another whoosh. Kyle Rittenhouse, Kyle was pretty provoked, dog. And that was during a situation where a lot of people were being violent, breaking the law, and fucking up the local community. So, I don't think he's too far off there. Unrested Tank said, I'm bringing up HDC because in one of his videos on this topic, I learned that there was a drone flown in for about 3 milliseconds over Kirk's tent in the crowd. That's crazy. Thank you. I'm going to check that out. I need to check that out. Thank you for putting me up on game, Unrested Tank. I love you, bro. Hell yeah. Darth Knox. Don't want this missed. Have you seen the body language guys breakdown on cheering curly hair guy and some others? We actually looked at that in the live last night. We looked at that in the live last night, Knox. And yeah, 100%. 100%. His videos where he was trying to play it off like he was innocent were so scripted and so revealing. It absolutely made him look more guilty that he came out and released those videos. It was crazy work, to be honest. Vostok Films. Hey, JD, did you see the video of the guy screwing with his hat behind Charlie? Yes. Before being assassinated? By the way, should we trust the FBI or the feds to be honest with us? No, we shouldn't. We should not. We should never trust these people to be honest with us and forthcoming and transparent with us because there's still things that we know that they're lying to us about. There's still things we've been demanding answers about in this country, and we know that they're hiding things from us. Chris the guy, what's up, man? Heavy Duty Country, he's been doing a great job about reporting about the shooting and breaking down on the area. So many fishy things happened. Love you, JD. Chris the guy, I love you. And I love Heavy Duty Country. I just found him recently because of this. His videos are powerful and impactful. Raiders of the Lost Shark. All right, which one of you is a glowy? What is a glowy? Somebody tell me what a glowy. What the fuck, man? Is this one of those things like bricked up or gooning? Are you trying to trick me? Somebody tell me what a glowy is. I need to know. Somebody in the chat, please tell me what a glowy is. Juice said, did you see the Channel 5 interview? The last debater? If so, what do you think about the interview? Much love to you and Jackson, everyone in the chat. I have not gotten to see that yet. No. Oh, a Fed. Okay. Understand. Thank you. See, now Raiders of the Lost Shark and you guys put me up on game. No, I did not see that, but I'd be really interested to see that. Thank you. Darren said, have you seen the video from Paramount Tactical? It talks about how the round bounced off Charlie's armor and instantly killed him. It's very convincing from what was shown. So here's the thing is, I've never seen a tactical vest that has nipples. And in the video that I saw, you could see Charlie's nipples through his shirt. And as somebody who's a fellow Nippleolian, is that a name, a Nippleolian? Is that a word? Am I making shit up again? I'm used to the struggle of being able to have nipples showing through my shirt. Biometallic, what's up? His dad said it only took 1 year of going to liberal college for him to get indoctrinated into some weird ideologies and start to be radicalized. And, if TikTok and Blue Sky and fucking Insta don't get you, you go to college, you're guaranteed to come out thinking that pedophiles, we need to understand them. And it's okay for people to have 80 genders all at once. It's weird shit, bro. It's weird shit. Because they've become, the problem is, and the reason that Charlie Kirk did what he did is college campuses have become a fucking bubble. They have become a fucking safe space where other types of thought, other trains of thought are super discouraged. And that's never what it was supposed to be. You're not supposed to go to college. You're supposed to learn things like critical thinking in college, not just get trained on one ideology. They're supposed to be more objective, the same way the media is supposed to be more objective. They're supposed to give you information, not tell you what to think. And that's what college campuses have become. Dustin said, bro, check out at Gary Hughes Investigates. He does a great breakdown on the surveillance video. This shit is wild. Much love, fam. Much love to you, Dustin. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Vostok Film said, hey, JD, I was going to the shooting range in LA this past weekend. A little bit jealous, man. Wish I could do that. Hell yeah. When my buddy showed me that the LAPD were profiling law-abiding citizens who were shooting, we are in uncharted territory, man. Dude, and that's part of the thing. That's why I don't want to ever live in California ever again. I miss it, but I wouldn't want to live there. Hey, Pierce, thank you so much, dog. Appreciate that. Hell yeah. I've noticed a few things in the video. One, the guy has light-colored shorts on and can run and walk fine. If you watch the footage of him jumping off the roof, it looks like he hurt himself, and that's why he's limping in additional footage. I did notice that. I did notice that too, bro. There's a lot of wonky stuff in it, and thank you for that support, A. Pierce. Beetlejuice said, so after he jumped down, there were cars driving by and people walking, and they didn't notice him with a rifle if he had it with him. Well, that's the thing, is he didn't have the rifle with him, man. He never had the rifle with him at that point. And I think it's pretty proof by the video where it shows. And Hayes said he just got his Mappa hat from Bunker Branding. If you guys are wondering what Mappa is, that's Make Pedophiles Afraid Again. It's one of my merch hats. I'm so stoked that you're wearing that, man. I don't know. You're probably going to see, you're going to make certain types of people real uncomfortable wearing this hat. And I think that's great. And it's available at bunkerbranding.com. Same place that the Unsubscribed boys have their merch at. Doom Levitria said, it's official, man. Lost friends of 20 years because I told them that celebrating death is wrong. I took a vow of peace nearly 20 years ago and got called a racist and a fascist for refusing hate. I have lost friends that I've had for decades over this as well. And not even over like the assassination, just over their disgusting behavior surrounding it. Bellcross said, tell me when the news and politicians kept flaming the fires during the Summer of Love riots to enact violence on cops. Well, because that was what they were there to do, bro. They wanted to try to stoke us into something really unfathomable in this country, and it was terrible. Second-class citizen, just showing some love. Keep it up. Love you and appreciate you, family. Cheeser, thank you so much. Yo, huge love to you. JD, you're the man. No, you guys, each and every one of you are the real reason that we're here. You guys are incredible, and thank you for being here. Oh, no. Urban Interface Living said, oh, man, not the nips. For real, bro. For real. I can put on a shirt. You can still see these bitches through it. Everybody's like, put on a shirt. I don't want to see your nips. You can see the nips through the shirt, my G. You know what I'm saying? A shirt don't hide these bad boys. I've had them my whole life. I know what I got. You ain't gonna hide them bitches. Love you, dog. All right.
And while our side of the aisle certainly has its crazies, it is a statistical fact that most of the lunatics in American politics today are proud members of the far left.
Well, and, you know, I don't think he's entirely wrong with that. I don't think that anybody can really argue that he's entirely wrong with that. I think that it's pretty obvious that the left has a long-standing history of violence, even though they're supposed to be the, the epitome of what do they call themselves? Love and tolerance. I don't see a lot of love and tolerance. Now, I want to show you what I think is some of the most controversial shit that Charlie Kirk has said. And I think it's some of the most important shit that I've ever seen him say. And I think that, like, it's really important that you guys hear him on this, because this was hard for me to find. This was hard for me to find. Some of the stuff that I've found on him speaking on this subject has been scrubbed not only from his podcasts on his YouTube channels, but they're trying to scrub some of this from the internet. This was hard to find, and I hope it stays up. I hope I don't get fucked for this, but it's important to show it to you guys. So this might be the only time you see it. Who knows? We'll see what happens. We'll see if YouTube takes this down.
Epstein with his little friend Ghislaine and Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, who was obviously a spy of the Israeli intelligence agencies, that there was something else going on here. Epstein was not some sort of whiz kid hedge fund manager. Epstein was playing a part. Epstein was a LARPer. Epstein was cast for a specific role, and he played it really well. The sweatpants and the Harvard jacket, the kind of disheveled hair, looking as if he was so smart and above the clouds that he was doing advanced mathematic equations on the back of napkins. But if you actually go into some of the videos of people that met with Epstein at the time, they said he was awfully unimpressive when it came to finance and markets and economics.
And that's everything that he's saying is documented facts. And the people around Epstein were like, this dude wasn't fucking intelligent. This dude was pretending to be intelligent. This dude pretended to be like self-made financially, but clearly he wasn't. He was a nobody. He was made. And when somebody is made, you know, when, like a new band pops up out of nowhere and they've never played a tour, but all of a sudden they're huge and everybody's like, industry plant, industry plant. If you can't see that Epstein was put into his position in the same way that an industry plant is, then you're crazy. And if you don't question why, then I question whether you're really intelligent. And if you don't question who, then you're missing the whole point. This is the whole point. Who put Epstein into power? Who was his number one person? The person pulling the strings, the person he was closest to, and who was her father? Ghislaine Maxwell and her father, Robert Maxwell, were Mossad. She was supposedly his assistant. How many assistants do y'all know that can pilot a helicopter, an airplane, and a fucking submarine, dog? She can pilot a submarine and a helicopter. That's not a fucking assistant. That's a fucking agent. And this unimpressive schlep of a dude was her duck. He was their fall guy. He was the guy who was the face of the shit, who was supposed to take the fall so that she didn't have to. Hey, John Adams, bro, I just saw that pop up, dude. John Adams said, JD DeLay, you're the hero we all need but don't deserve. God bless you and yours. John, I'm just a dude with internet access who deeply cares about these things and who cares about you guys. And thank you so much, man. That support goes so far. I don't want to lose my place on the supers. I will throw that up on the screen when we get down there, but I wanted to address it right away because that was a very kind donation. Thank you, bro. I love you and I appreciate you. We are all in this together. No one in this community is any more important than anyone else, including myself. We're all figuring this shit out at the same time, bro.
And it's nothing new that if you're in the intel agencies, you want to try and get as much blackmail on powerful people as possible.
Not just in America. You know they were going after Saudi Arabian princes. You know that they were going after Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew didn't leave the UK for fear of being fucking extradited and prosecuted for what he did on Epstein Island. It was years that he wouldn't leave the UK because it was the only place he was safe because they wouldn't hand him over. And then as soon as they said that he was cleared over here, all of a sudden he's traveling. You might as well just get pedo tattooed across your forehead, my G, because you're guilty as fuck and everybody sees it.
Easy, not hard. And this is no longer just speculation. First of all, the evidence that shows that Epstein was a creation of either Mossad, Israeli intelligence, American intelligence, Saudi intelligence, or maybe he was just a hired gun. Maybe he was just the guy that countries would go to and park a couple $100 million and say, hey, can you get one of the members of the royal family with a 13-year-old so we can get them to do what we want to do. Members of Congress are actively being blackmailed. The Epstein playbook is being used on a daily basis.
I want you guys to hear that again. He is making an accusation against members of our government here in the U.S.
At one of the members of the royal family with a 13-year-old so we can get them to do what we want to do. Members of Congress are actively being blackmailed. The Epstein playbook is being used on a daily basis. Jeffrey Epstein was not a financier. He was not a hedge fund manager. Jeffrey Epstein was a key player in a multi-decade blackmail operation against the most powerful people on the planet.
And that is all verifiably, understandably true. We all know that. Taylor, yo, JD, watching again from the UK. Respect, much respect to you out there, brother. Hope you're safe. I saw you guys had the biggest protest in UK history. Over 1 million people is what we're hearing over here. I don't know if that's accurate because, you know, we hear different things over here than some people hear in other places, but it looked like a huge fucking rally. And I saw so many people because I watched some of the live stream of what was going on in London because I love you guys. And I wanted to see what y'all are doing over there. And I saw a lot of people chanting, Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. Thank you for that love, you guys over there in the UK. We love y'all over here. Cody Spiv, tired as hell from work, but a great part is I get to hang out here again. Yes. Keep up the great work, dude. I got to get back to mopping the floor. The floor ain't going to mop itself, brother, but we love you, homie. Thank you for being here with us. Huge love and respect. Starvo said, my friend, a nurse at school in Whittier, California, and she told me the school is getting fined $10,000 per boy's bathroom that doesn't have tampon dispensers. This is insanity that Charlie was trying to undo. Why do boys' rooms need fucking tampon dispensers, bro? That's tampon Tim shit, bro. It's super weird. We live in a society that denies reality and makes you go against your own common sense and moral compass. It's crazy. Go yourself said, I work in education. I went to college with the kids. Within 25 minutes, someone was literally trying to abduct them into communism. Didn't let that shit happen. Good on you. Hell yes. Fight that shit. That's not what we do over here. Sailor Cat said, JD, did you see Asman's video talking about the game devs on Blue Sky celebrating this? As a gamer myself, it sickens me to see. It's sickening in general. I saw that, and I also saw that a lot of those devs don't have jobs anymore. They're not devs anymore, which made me happy. Because sometimes when you fuck around, you find out. Now, here's the thing is I've never been a fan of cancel culture. I just never have. I think people should be able to, you know, speak their mind and we should be able to agree to disagree. But I've got friends that are just talking about, yo, we need to fight fire with fire. And bro, they started that shit. If you're going to be disgusting, you need to have consequences. You have freedom of speech from the law, not from societal consequences. A business can choose not to have you there anymore if you're acting in a way in a public forum that makes them look terrible. I also want to talk real quick about, did you see my short on the teacher in the UK that played the close-up footage of Charlie Kirk's death, of him getting shot in the neck for 10 and 11-year-olds repeatedly, while he told them that this is what happens when you're a fascist and transphobic? I would be down at my kids' schools raising fucking hell, bro. Raising hell. Kids went home and cried to their parents. That's the only reason anybody found out about it. Multiple kids were traumatized by this. Multiple kids. And they only put the teacher on suspension. They didn't fire the teacher. Raul Chamorro said, what does Unsub think of Epstein files not getting passed by the Senate? So I haven't talked to them since this happened about that specifically. So I would have to talk to them. I would imagine they're pretty pissed off. I know my buddy Brandon Herrera for Congress, District 23, Texas. Woo, woo. He wants those files fucking released, and he's fighting for it. Rabix, what's up, family? The celebrating from libs have disgusted and have me questioning where I can stand with politics anymore. Always been left leaning, but this is not okay. And sis, I just want to say I completely understand because, like, I'm not right or left, but seeing their reaction has been so grotesque and it's been so antithetical to kindness, to, compassion, that it has pushed me farther away from. I've literally blocked people that I've known for over 20 years. So I'm with you, and I think a lot of the rest of the country is with you. It's really sickening to see. But I love you, and I'm glad that you're here with us. Vostok Films. Remember, Ghislaine Maxwell's dad mysteriously died after being exposed for fraud and trying to swindle the Soviet Union, trying to acquire Tetris. Even the KGB hated the Maxwell family. Big ups. Thank you, Vostok Films. Yes, facts. Key important facts. Keith Peterson, what's up, brother? She knew how to run a sub for the travel between the islands with the least amount of detection, which is why I think the flight logs don't really cover it, and we need the files, and we need to dig into his finances. We need to see who was sending Epstein large amounts of money. That's really important because some of it could be clients and some of it could be people that were paying for blackmail material. MP Massacre said, I don't trust any government or government organization, and I hate everyone equally. Too many scum on this earth. Completely understand, homie. Completely understand. Alex, what's up, homie? Thank you so much, brother. Great to see you here, and I appreciate that support, my guy. The Board Gamer, unpopular opinion, the Epstein files are a big smokescreen. Because of those files, nobody is talking about anything else Trump is doing. No, there's a lot of people, in my opinion, respectfully, people are talking about all the other stuff, but the American people have wanted these files forever, dude, forever. And, which people that are elites in our world that were raping little kids is important to a lot of people. Mandy, hi JD, I have a name for a series, 2025, the year of accountability culture. I'd love to see more YouTube shorts in Australia. Love you guys out in Australia. Gary's Metal Detecting said, good evening, JD. I'm driving and listening. I see there's 20 accomplices. 20. So look, here's the thing is like anybody who had prior knowledge would be considered an accomplice. And I know that I have screenshots from at least 5 or 6. And I'm sure they're going to continue to find more. So I wouldn't be shocked because they were talking about this in Reddit spaces and everything. And anybody who knew and didn't report it is an accomplice. They can be charged with conspiracy. I want to get into this Candace Owens thing. I know Candace is some people love her, some people hate her. But I want you guys to hear what she has to say because I think it's important. And this just broke. This is brand new.
What Charlie Kirk, because I was in communication with Charlie at this time, because I knew exactly which donors were pressuring him and why, exactly which people that they were insisting Charlie allowed to speak at his event and why, when Charlie did not necessarily want those people to speak at his event. Okay. I'm calling upon Turning Point to release the footage of what Charlie said to Tucker Carlson before he hit the stage, before, all of that craziness and the response to Tucker Carlson's remarks played out. Charlie was mic'd. Surely Tucker Carlson was mic'd. I know Charlie's mic'd the entire time at those events. So I'm asking for everyone to just release Charlie in his own words.
I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear not just Charlie, but what Tucker was saying in response to Charlie. What Candace is saying here is that they were discussing who was blackmailing Charlie to allow people to speak at these events that Charlie didn't want to give a fucking platform to. But what was their blackmail? It makes me wonder what their blackmail is.
I feel like that's pretty fair, right? Let's stop saying how Charlie felt. And instead, if you're going to hold up the letter, release it in its entirety. Okay. Why don't you release your messages, Bill? I'll release mine. Let's all just be very forthcoming about what took place. In fact, I'm calling upon Tucker Carlson to speak about that. I know what Charlie said to him, and I'm sure Tucker Carlson won't lie about it. What did Charlie say to you, Dave?
The call out on Tucker, who she's friends with. Yeah. I would love to see that, man. They want Shapiro in the Turning Point seat. I will be violently opposed to Turning Point if they put Shapiro in there. I think that would be the worst fucking thing. I would be cool if Erica ran it. I would be cool if she picked some new voices. I think Ben Shapiro's the last person who should be in there running that thing. Somebody said, Candace, it's a dude, Owens. Oh, man, that Macron shit wild as fuck, boy. Wild as fuck. They still ain't said she's not a dude. They're just saying stop talking about her being a dude.
Smith, what did Charlie say to you? What was Charlie? Did he seem like he was treading in the direction? Like, do we feel like what Bibi is saying is honest, a representation of what Charlie was going through? This is what I want. I think that the thing that we need here, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Now, does all of this mean that Bibi Netanyahu and that this somehow proves that Israel was involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk? No, we have no evidence of that. We can't say that because there is no evidence of that. But I don't like little lies.
I have always said that if you'll lie to me about small shit, you'll lie to me when it's really important. The fact that people will lie to me about small, insignificant things is more disturbing than if they lie to me about something severe, in my opinion, because that means that you'll just carte blanche lie to me. You don't respect me at all. You think I'm fucking stupid. You think I'm a duck. You think I can't tell when a motherfucker's blowing weird smoke up my ass, bro. I really am about this life, bro. I was a junkie. I've been to prison. I can tell when somebody's bullshitting. I want to say, hey, thank you, Abby, for popping in. We love you. I wanted to let you know that I was able to figure out how to do the slowing the chat. I slowed the chat a little bit, so it's not as crazy tonight. Thank you so much. And it's good to see you here, sis. Big love to you.
That's what I will say. Something that I always say in my household is when there is one lie, there's 20. There's no reason to lie. Bibi could have gone on Fox News and he could have told the truth. He could have said truthfully that Charlie Kirk has always loved Israel. He has always loved Israel as the Holy Land. He's been here many times. And throughout his career, he has been a faithful supporter of Israel. That's not what he said. Okay. He talks about the phone call and didn't give it the proper context.
She's going hard on this Netanyahu thing. I think it's important to point out that Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu posted about Charlie Kirk's death at the exact same minute. It was the exact same minute. I want to ask you guys a question because I'm enjoying the slowing of the chat. I'm actually able to sort of see what's going on now. And I know that it's easier for the mods. How do you guys feel about the slowing of the chat? If that was a permanent thing, how would that affect you guys in your experience with being able to be in the live? Do you need to be able to post more than a comment a minute? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Vostok Film said, how is Brandon's congressional run going? I hope he gets in and helps the Second Amendment community. So look, here's the thing. It's going incredible. I don't think he can lose. I think this is going to be awesome. He's going up against Tony Gonzalez, and Tony moans when he wipes, bro. Tony has a dildo collection he doesn't talk about, which is weird. It's weird because Texas has a law against having too many dildos, so he's not in compliance with the maximum dildo capacity law that they have there in Texas. He's way over. He's got, not only does he have more dildos than he should have, they're way bigger than the dildos that a man is supposed to have. Tony is a dildo aficionado. He is a dildo hoarder. He's literally got more dildos than any OF model on the face of the planet. So I don't think Brandon can lose. And also, Tony is terrified to debate him because he knows that Brandon knows where he's hiding his dildos. Let me give you a clue. they're in his ass. Tony carries his dildos everywhere he goes. That man has capacity. Let me give you this. If nothing else, that man's resume, Tony's resume, should say I could fit more dildos in my ass than any human being on the planet, and I could bring all the dildos to Congress. So Brandon couldn't beat him on that. You know what I'm saying? But, other than that, so Lisa G paid money to tell me to get a job. Or Liam G. Sorry, it just sounded like such a girl comment. I mistook you for a female. I have something for you, Liam. Do you see this? Can you see that? Can you read it? It says, JD hurt my feelings, and it's a pacifier. You literally fucking paid money so that I could call you a bitch and offer you a suck on the binky. Do you need a suck on the binky? It's a baby. Keep doing bad at life, bitch. Yo, my homie Brent. I finally caught a JD live. Wood chipper. Glad to have you here, homie. Dio Brando said they just found a black student hanging at Delta University. The reports say no foul play. But with this timing, I have a hard time believing. So look, I mean, just so you know, that is a way that people do end themselves. And if they're saying no foul play, I would be much happier about that. As tragic as it is, I would hate to think that was forced on somebody. That would be fucking horrific. Shadow Silverhand, have you seen the story of the transgender in Canada that sent the toddler to the hospital for reconstructive surgery? Happened a few weeks ago. I'm okay that I missed that. That's terrible, man. That's fucking terrible. Coach Spiv said I should invest in stock. I think the wood chipper market about to skyrocket because of all these teachers getting exposed. Oh, hell yeah. Aussie Wolfhound. Hey, JD, a Canadian friend showed me my video footage of going to the hospital there. They literally had non-gendered and all-gender restrooms instead of male and female. What do those things even mean? It means that you can have a stick pussy and choose where you want to go, bro. It means that you can, basically it means that their entire country's a toilet at that point, I think. I don't know. I'm confused and old. There's gray in my beard. I can pee standing up, bro. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Taylor said this world is mad. Why can people be somewhat not? Facts. Dominar said, how do you know when the government is lying to you? They open their mouths. All of them. Any of them. Megan Sinclair said, I just found your channel the other day and I absolutely love it. I'm sick of seeing negativity on Charlie Kirk. Thank you so much for your positivity and realistic views in a world of delusion. Megan, welcome home. This is your community. This is our wood chipper tribe, all of ours. And we're glad to have you here, sis. Blackbeard said, I never knew who Charlie was until after hearing who he was. I have much respect for him. And I didn't agree with him on a lot of things, but I always respected the man because he was willing to have the conversation and he would joust you. He would battle you with microphones, not guns. That's fucked up. Vostok Film said, hey, JD, off topic, but did you see that NATO was pretty close to declaring war against Russia after the drones flew into Polish airspace? We're probably getting World War III before GTA 6. No, I didn't see that, man. I'm really not trying to see no World War III, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old. They ain't going to take me, but I don't want to see American kids go over there and die. Lord Lovick. It's been a rough time for politics. Trump didn't release the Epstein files, and a left-leaning person shot Kirk. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Facts, bro. Facts. Vostok Films asked, what's my opinion on Ben Shapiro? I think that he's very, very owned by some people that I don't trust. And he's not quiet about it. I think there's a government that owns a lot of the people that are in our government and that he's very involved with that government. Just here to roast Boondock Saints. As shepherds we shall be. I am sorry, sis. I have zero idea how to pronounce your name. and I'm going to try. But if I fuck it up, know that it's not out of disrespect. Gunrun Hilf. I hope that was close. Thank you so much for your support. I love you, sis. Hey, Pierce, your content is badass. Watch the press conference vids again. The facial expressions of the sheriff tell a different story. He knows the narrative is BS. I'm going to go and look at that. Thank you so much, bro. K-Bear Gaming, Tony Gonzalez looks like Patrick Starr fucked a blobfish. Yeah, the fat electrician. Hell yeah, bro. Scroats McGoats, rumor has it Tony moans when he wipes and the finger breaks through. I think that he cuts a little hole in the middle of his toilet paper before he goes in for the wipe. And then he... That's my impression of Tony Gonzalez cleaning up after he takes a shit. Just so you guys know. Just so you guys know. Frankie, would you consider doing a catch with Alex Rawson? I would like Alex Rawson, man. I have Alex's phone number. I think it'd be fun to do a catch with him. I think that would be cool. Liam said, why are you gay? Because your dad makes me a sandwich every time I fuck him in his ass, bro. Your dad, every time I disrespect your dad's esophagus and your entire family lineage, and all of your ancestors are ashamed of the fucking weak men that they've produced, after I just nut all across him, he makes me a sandwich, and your dad makes really good Sammys, bro. I like a sandwich. I like a sandwich. After I fuck Liam's dad. Is that what you were looking for, Bubba? That make you feel better? All right, let's hear Candace. Get Liam off here. Ugh.
Held up the letter and didn't give it the proper context. And lies by severe omission, I'd like to be very clear, are lies. Lies by severe omission are lies. You're not going to gaslight us and tell us to shut up or call us anti-Semitic for pointing out the fact that Charlie was having a change of heart about the tactics that Israel was using in America, and that he felt when he had left that meeting that he had effectively been blackmailed.
Those are strong accusations, you guys. And I want to say that Charlie not only had a change of heart about their tactics here in America, he was questioning a lot about their tactics with the way they're dealing with shit in Gaza as well. I wasn't able to find that clip in something that I could use, unfortunately, and that bums me out. But it was very much a thing. Charlie Kirk had changed his opinion on Israel quite a bit, and he was speaking out vocally about it the week before he died. I want to share this, and I want you guys to know I don't like a lot of the stuff this dude says. So, understand, because we're all critically thinking people here, that because I am sharing something that somebody says, that doesn't mean that I co-sign everything that they say. This dude has annoyed me multiple times. I do not like the whole your body, my choice shit. That's rapist fucking behavior. But I want you to hear what Nick Fuentes says here.
The verge of full-on political violence and civil war. I don't think people realize what that looks like. There's going to be a lot of children without mothers and fathers, a lot of mothers and fathers grieving their dead children. I don't want that. Nobody should want that.
Based.
But when it comes to evil people, cowardly, weak, evil people that snipe at Trump, at Charlie Kirk, like the gunman that came to my house last year.
Yeah, and that's crazy that they tried to kill him. I can't imagine why. I get a lot of death threats, but I think that most of the death threats are just death threats, and I don't really, I don't think it would be wise for them to come here, because they would be leaving in a box, bro. They would be leaving, they wouldn't be breathing.
Unfortunately, it's not always up to us.
Abby, is this dude like 12 years old? No, but he is really young. And he's been doing this for quite a while. He actually had his bank account seized by the government when I believe he was like 17 or 18. And he also had, he was on a no-fly list. This dude has been saying some crazy shit for a long time. But every once in a while, he says shit like the shit that he said about Candace and the shit he said about Tucker. You're like, bro, okay. For Kimberly, this is Nick Fuentes. They doxed Nick, and a Jew tried to unalive him. Well, he talks really bad about Jewish people. He talks not just Israel as a government, but he talks really bad about Jewish people. Ninja stole my car too. I love your fucking name. I hate Nicholas J. Fuentes for reasons I know all his lore down to a T. But when I say he's probably one thing that I agree with at this point, he might be right, and I hate it. I grew up 15 away. And see, that's what I'm saying. There's sometimes even people who I will associate with people who I don't agree with on everything. We used to be adults in this country and be able to agree to disagree. I will listen to what somebody has to say, even if it's wildly against my belief system, because I can still learn something from them. There's the possibility for me to become a better person and shit. The first 48 Gaming said Cash Patel stole my cocaine. Lit.
Which battles we fight. When they show up to your front door, when they take shots at the rally, at the Change My Mind, we don't have a choice. We have to confront evil. We have to fight evil. We can never give in to evil, and we have to win.
Can I just point out, if you put like just one of those mustaches on this dude, dead ringer, dog. Dead ringer. That's a little Adolf right there, bro, if you put that mustache on that dude, bro.
Recognize this. If these people ever get power over us, these people that celebrate, they sell t-shirts, they steal hats. When a man is lying dead, they will hurt you, they will hurt your children, and they will destroy everything that is sacred to us, everything that we love, and they will do it with a smile. They're already doing it. They have done it. They're telling on themselves. And Sam Hyde said it very well. All their cutesy language, their word games, their sarcasm, their irony, it is dripping with malevolence, dripping with contempt, dripping with malevolence and malice. And if these people ever win...
Yeah, what did he mean by they steal hats? What the fuck is he talking about? Somebody else noticed that. I was going to let that shit slide. But Joseph said they steal hats. What is he going on about right there? What is he on about? What does Nick Fuentes actually do for a living? This, bro. This. He's been kicked off like every platform. Like, Nick has been kicked off every platform. He can't have his own YouTube channel. He can't have his own Insta. He can't have his own Facebook. Like, he has to have his own, like, network because of the shit that he says. And it's wild.
We will all suffer the same fate as Charlie Kirk. They have to be defeated, utterly and fundamentally.
Oh, now, shit. Dark Fog Raven. Okay, some guy stole hats after Charlie Kirk was shot. Somebody stole the fucking hats from the tent. That is such wild work. That is so fucked up, man. That's crazy. Keep Guns Free said, love y'all, brother. And all near Woodland Park, Colorado, there's a vigil for Charlie Kirk at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, the 17th at 200 North Street. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Biometallic said, part 2 of Paramount Tactical. I almost said testicle, bro. Tactical's video shows why you can see nips. You should definitely go and watch both parts, please. It's very convincing. I would love to check that out, man. I would absolutely love to check that out, especially if it explains why you could see the nips. Because, yeah, absolutely. Brett Moore said, what would you do if you had members of your family that were celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk all over social media? Bro, I don't like cutting people off. It hurts my heart to have to cut people off, especially over disagreements, but I would definitely distance myself from those people because that's grotesque behavior to me. I'm just not with it, bro. That's gross. And James Rhea, born and raised in Oregon, in Jax, Florida for almost 10 years. Best and worst of times. Love you, man, and the real shit you bring the people. What's up, James? From an Oregonian who lived in Florida for 10 years and then moved back. Huge love and respect to you, my guy. Kabosh said, Longtime viewer, just up the 5 from you. Love everything you do, bro. These are dark times. Protect yourselves and your loved ones. Can you link your Patreon? Also, can I get a wood chipper? I don't actually have an active link to my Patreon ready to go. I haven't provided one to the mods yet. I need to do that. But I'm just JD Delay over on Patreon. And thank you to everybody who went last night, because I announced the Patreon last night because somebody mentioned it. And I wasn't really super prepared. And I just got a huge influx of people over there. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. I've got a video that's going to be releasing over there tonight. I appreciate y'all. Rick Robbins, I'm in Tacoma and I decided to go to the Phoenix this weekend to Charlie Kirk Memorial. I have a friend that lives there and he said that he's going as well. My heart is moved to do this. I went to the one here and it was absolutely amazing. I loved it. It was beautiful. Sister, thank you again. I appreciate you. Jeff Hart, did you see the Destiny or Morgan today? Horrible human. No. What did Destiny do? What did that fucking child fucking grooming little weirdo do? Somebody put me up on game. What did that weird ass dude do? I can't stand Destiny, bro. I can't stand him. Did you know that in 2020, Chicago's police scanner was hacked and someone played Serbia Strong on the air repeat for 20 minutes? I'm not going to lie, that's actually fucking lit. Abby said, thanks for the slow mode. Send my love to Mama Jax. You are the reason that we did this. And the chat seems to dig it. And honestly, I dig it because I don't miss as much shit and it cuts down on the spamming. So I'm sorry it took me so long to figure it out, but I knew you guys were having a hard time with everything. This is actually way better. I actually like that we can all see each other's comments and actually communicate. And there's not people just chatting N-I-G-G. What the fuck are you doing? It's fucking childish. Love you, Abby. Death Silence. Hey, JD, look up Doug in Exile's video thumbnail that says CNN face. Check out the last 20 seconds. I will check that out, homie. I appreciate you. Megan, sister, again, thank you so much. Why does he look like AI? I think that he uses heavy filters. I think little Nicky, I think he uses heavy filters. I'm not going to lie. I think he do. Pam, Northwest Wonderland. This might be off topic. I heard the judge let DeCarlos murder of Irina go. What do you know? So here's what I know is that they declared him not fit to stand trial, but I believe he's still detained because they said that he has to get a mental health evaluation, which means that he's not going to prison. He's not going to prison, but he might go to a mental asylum for a little bit. He needs to go in the fucking wood chipper. Our system is so broken, and that little Ukrainian girl deserved justice. She deserves better than that. She deserved to not have her life taken from her, and it's absolutely disgusting. Vostok Film said, JD, what's your opinion on Sam Hyde? I don't know who Sam Hyde is. Buff like Jesus. Destiny went on Pierce Morgan and wouldn't condemn what happened to Charlie. Figures. He also mocked his wife and the flags being at half-mast. I don't condone violence, but I'm saying that's the dude who never had his fucking ass whooped, and it shows. That's the dude who was breastfed till he was 14 years old, and it shows. That's a dude who doesn't know how to wipe his ass right, and he became a parent, and he fucked that all up, and his kid hates him. And I agree with this kid. Hicka, thank you so much for the support. Love you, family. Kyle, school shooter Andy Williams is trying to get resentenced. Yep, later this month. Please look into it. He killed my brother's best friend. Wood chipper. I saw that. That's crazy. I don't think there's no reason, in my opinion, that a fucking school shooter should ever see the streets ever again. You killed kids. You're gone, man. James M. Neutron, much love, JD. Much love to you, homie. Glad to see you back. Appreciate you so much. Keith Peterson for ice cream sandwich for Jax. Dude, she's going to love that. I'm going to get her an ice cream sandwich. She loves ice cream sandwiches. Thank you so much. Starscream! Hey, JD, love your videos. Keep up the good work. United we stand, divided we fall. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Absolutely. Disobey said, Destiny basically said, stop making me hurt you to the right for voting for Trump. Basically, we caused Charlie's death. I can't tell you how much I detest that waffled out piece of fucking dick helmet, bro. That dude is such a fucking trash. I don't even want to call him a human being. I don't respect him. I don't respect his human rights. I think he should get waffle stomped like a turd in the shower. To be perfectly honest with you. Like, I got nothing for Destiny. He's just a piece of fucking trash on the ground. Second class citizen. As a father, the thought of his girl scared kills me. For those of you who don't know, when Charlie was shot, his daughter got scared by the noise and she tried to run to her dad for safety. Horrific shit, man. The Juice World Files. Rest in peace, Juice. Been enjoying your content for months. Well, I'm glad to have you here, homie. R.I.P. Juice.
This is not a call to violence, because taking up arms against these people, what will that do? It will invite more of it. The Satanists, the devil worshippers, the malevolent people that do these things, in part, they do it to stoke resentment, to stoke conflict. They take the things that we love away from us so that we will abandon God, so that we will become like them. That is, whether they know it or not, that is why they do it. That is why they are impelled to do it by spiritual, supernatural forces. I believe that.
So, what did you guys think about what Nick had to say? Oh, Holy Lana, Skinny Cow ice cream sandwiches are the best. Let me tell you a story real quick about Skinny Cow ice cream sandwiches. They gave us Skinny Cow ice cream sandwiches like every day in prison for like years. Like, they were expired as fuck. They were decades old. It felt like they had been melted and then refrozen. And we would get at least one on a tray every day for years. I had so many of them shits. I still ate the fuck out of them because I'm a fat kid, dog. Fat kid likes some ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Cody said, seems like we had a president one time that shared the same fate as Charlie, if I recall right. He was trying to make what we call APAC today register as a foreign agency. Love you, JD. Thank you for pointing that out because that's 1,000% facts, dude. 1,000. BC said Destiny equals stochastic terrorist accelerationist. So here's my thing. I hate Destiny the same way I hate Hassan, Hamas, Diddy Party Piker. I can't stand either of those dudes, man. I don't know why anybody fucks with those dudes. It's disheartening to my faith in humanity that people hear those dudes run their dick suckers and they're like, man, that guy's based. No, he's not. You just need to go outside, touch some grass, eat some ass, get some cheeks, get a fucking life, get a fucking job for real, and get fucked sideways. Because if you listen to those dudes and you're seriously like, I want to get my information and my thoughts from these guys, there's some shit wrong with you, dog. Decabus. Hey, JD, love your channel. There was a candlelight vigil here in Dublin, Ohio, and I believe Vivek Ramaswamy was there. Bro, I'm just going to tell you the vigil that we had here was peaceful. It was loving. It was kind. And I was shocked for liberal Eugene, Oregon, that it went off without a hitch. Super impressed. Abby said it's been a rough week with my sister's death anniversary. Rest in peace, Abby's sister. Love to her, to Alan. May they never be forgotten. Alan would be super proud of you and Jax. Abby, you're going to make me cry. I love you, sis. And I'm sorry that you're going through it. Big love and respect to you. And to Poppy. Hey, Pierce. I'm a former Army combat medic that deployed to Iraq more than once. I saw what war and death up close. For people wanting to start a civil war, believe me, you don't want to see what that looks like. Careful what you wish for. And I 1,000% agree with you as somebody with way less limited experience with combat. Just from what I've seen in the streets and what I've seen in prison, the things that I've gone through, where I've perpetrated violent acts, where I've seen violent acts. I do not want to see that happen, man. And thank you for your service. Big respect to you. Malik Bey, much love from Kansas City, bro. Love you, man. Thank you so much. Huge love and respect. So, you guys, I really just wanted to bring that to you. I wanted you guys to see what Candace was saying. I wanted to bring a little bit of light to some of the changes in his narrative that led up to Charlie Kirk's death. And I wanted to present you with the information and let you guys come to your own conclusions. My personal conclusion, I don't think any of this was coincidental. Just like I don't think it was coincidental that JFK was going after making AIPAC register when he was assassinated. I think that there's a long-standing history of corruption coming from a certain corner of the earth. And I don't mean the people, I mean the government. Just like when I talk bad about our government, I don't mean the people. I mean our government is corrupt and it's become its own thing. And let me ask you a question in the chat. Does anybody in the chat trust our government? Whether you're in the U.S. or not, do you trust the U.S. government? Do you think the U.S. government has a fucking good intentions? Do you think the U.S. government on either side cares about the people more than they care about their pockets and retaining power? I'm seeing a whole lot of fucking no. So why would you think that it would be different with any other government? Whether it be the UK, whether it be Israel, whether it be Africa, Russia, North fucking Korea, Iran. I don't trust governments. I just don't. I think they've been given way too much power, and I think that they abuse that power, and I think that everybody can see that objectively. Unkindled Pyromancer said, of course I do. He's got an FBI agent watching him. I can already tell. It's cool. I do too, bro. I do too. All right, Megan, sister, thank you so much for your support throughout the night. JD Vance said that he asked his wife what Erica said to her in a private moment, and what she had said in private was asking for advice on how to tell her children that their father was murdered. You know, I see that she I saw an interview with her, or a statement from her, where she said that she had her 3-year-old daughter ask her where daddy was and when he was coming home. And that she said that he was on a work trip with Jesus because she didn't know what else to tell her. And there's people celebrating that shit, man. There's people who think that's a win. Brampton Driver, hey man, love the content. Much love from Toronto. Much love right back to you up there in Toronto. That school I was talking about earlier, where the teacher showed the up-close footage of Charlie Kirk being assassinated repeatedly to 10 and 11-year-olds. That school was in Toronto, man. You should check out that video. Love you, bro. The smartest man in the world, JD, tell angry cops he couldn't catch a criminal genius if one called his office 7 times in 3 weeks. Bring me on stream and I'll give you my word. Fellow survivor, we're going to need a bigger wood chipper. Hell yeah. I love trolling Rich. It's one of my favorite things to do. He's great with it. Joseph said, anyone who is wondering, Steve Bonell, aka Destiny, admitted on camera to possessing CP of a 17-year-old girl and insisted on hanging on to it for the police. Still has it probably. And I have a full-length video about that where we have him on video admitting to that. So yes, that's all true. Buff like Jesus, the most terrifying 9 words in the English language. I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Yeah, that would have me completely and totally uncomfortable. Cutie Pie XO. Hey JD, just letting you know you're a great role model for everyone and such a positive person. Quick question. What does the different heights of the flag being raised mean? Lots of love from Australia. Cutie Pie XO, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that more than I can tell you. Raising the flag to half mast or lowering it to half mast is like, it means it's like a show of respect when an American hero has died. And I'm probably, like, my language on that probably isn't precise, but that's basically what it means. Now, if you turn the flag upside down and fly it, that's a sign of distress. That's that the U.S. is in distress. WD, it should be a government of the people, by the people. The fact that they are a separate class says a lot about the direction we've gone. Huge facts, and you have a beautiful dog. What a gorgeous dog, WD. Yeah. Sith Gamer, that teacher needs to talk to the wood chipper. Kabosh said, I can't believe that teacher. What a monster. I feel like a lot of these people need to meet big country, if you know what I mean. Sure enough. Surely I do. T-Way said, JD, you are the man, brother. Much love and respect. Hope to meet you one day. One life, wood chipper. One love, one life, right back to you, my G. All right, you guys, I'm going to jump off here and get me some food. Thanks for hanging out tonight. It's been great to see you. I appreciate all of you hanging out with us, and I'm going to see you again real soon. If you want to check me out on Patreon, it's JD Delay, and I'm going to be releasing new content over there tonight as well. So until the next one, one love, baby. Be good or be good at it. Hold on. Debica said, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm a patriot. And I'm going to give that a big old hell yeah. I'm out.